now. Chief Sowunmi is live with us. The situation in the People's Democratic Party and some of the issues around the nation get our attention tonight with him. Thank you so much indeed, as always, for coming on the program. First and foremost, we understand that Chief Adolphus Wabara has been sacked by the local arm of the party. There was a Supreme Court, there was a court position today to say, look, I will not give an order of court, which is supposed to be an ex parte order for Sam Anyanwu. I will allow the other parties to come and defend themselves and hear both parties. That's the position of court today. In what has become a major concern for anyone who is following the PDP matter. For you, I mean, you have spoken up loudly about the situation in the PDP. What kind of state does it leave you?
Sure. I think that we must look at the issues that are most important in the life of the nation beyond us being asked to be speaking about issues that are purely in court. As things stand today, three big issues are before us. Issue number one, the criminal activities that suggest that there is a grand design to forcefully create a state of Armageddon in one of our PDP states called Osun. Yes, the case, you know, you get a little bit worried for this country, and it drives you back to why the First Republic failed. You know the kinds of dangerous politics that created the wedge here until the whole thing collapsed. That's the kind of thing you are seeing in Osun. For starters, that particular state has been quite happy, very peaceful, well administered, delivering on the type of programs and policies that excite the majority. They have a case that APP took to court to challenge the status quo and the issues that border on why they should even go ahead to do those local government elections in the first place. And that they were going ahead in spite of the fact that it was in great contradiction to the Electoral Act and the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That case is a settled matter that tells those local government that they can't continue. The appeal court case that they are going on to, the major thing that could have given them even the effrontery or the excuse to run into the state and start acting like lunatics until we have people that are dead now, did not even speak to even remotely touch the issues that could have given them any right or any reason to act that way. And it becomes more unacceptable because some of the signs that a society is about to fail, especially in a democracy, is that the ruling party, the APC party of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, notwithstanding the excessive privileges that comes with being the party in government, they believe in their mind that nobody can control them, nobody can stop them, nobody can plead with them, nobody can reason with them, and all they desire to do is make life difficult in opposition spaces. And I would like to beg, if the machination and the thinkings and the rumors that we are hearing that 2027 is what is behind there, is before them, let us take it one step after the other. We will not accept a situation in this country where, with all of the things that even you are trying to talk about with the PDP and the Labour and all that, how is it that suddenly, under the Machiavellian style of leadership that they are running, all opposition parties can never be saved except them? All opposition government spaces can never be saved except theirs. Why would we now accept a situation that, oh, they are going to force rape us in a democracy? If you want to beat PDP in Osun, go to the field and campaign. Do not attempt to scare our people, to bully our governor. I have read a piece today where operatives of that government signed under his spokesperson. He's even saying that his life is under threat. Shall it be that the only thing that is acceptable in this country is that all sides must be acting like lunatics so that we can lead our people? Sheung, that's a more important issue, number one. Number two.
But before we get into the number
I want to give you the important issues that we want to...
Just for a moment, let's stay on the Osun matter for a moment. And this appeared to me to be more a political matter than a matter of security, as you are making Nigerians to want to believe. If an APC and PDP in the state are fighting or quarreling or bickering about a position of court, isn't it something that needs to be handled by the person who governs the state?
So I wish it was that simple. What we see from operatives that are around the area and our people is that the first telltale sign that trouble was coming was the governor was screaming out that, look, things are not looking normal. Please call Oyetola to order. And the next thing we see is brigandage, and they can investigate and find out who's done what. But Sheung, does it not beat you hollow that a democracy that we all fought for, including a democracy at this material time where we've just lost two major conscience of rights in this country, and to their memory I pay obeisance, Ayo Baba Adebanjo, and just a couple of days, yesterday I think, we lost Edwin Clark. Anybody who is leading our country must understand that managing the nation requires tender hands. And in doing that, security, which is exclusively in the hands of the federal government, the deployment of his IG, the police, DSS and all that, should not be allowed to go into opposition spaces and just allow this.
Are you inferring that the state apparatus is being used to twist the government of Osun State in the kind of violence that we're seeing?
I think when he raised the alarm, everything humanly possible ought to have been given to him as the chief security officer of that state to prevent this kind of bloodbath.
Should the president have called Minister Oyetola to order, even if Oyetola says, I don't know anything about it?
That's not how to call someone to order. Did they find him at the sports? If they are alleging him, what I would have expected them to do is to get the IG, get the people in charge to tell the governor, Mr. Governor, what type of extra buffer do we need to give you so you can feel safe? The concept of true federalism ab initio queries with the fact that subnational government is jumping over the head of subnationals to go and start interfering in local government affairs. Okay, if we say for convenience and because we want the local government to, work well, are you not even going to allow them to seamlessly transmit into legal local government? Where in the world will a governor happily accept that a miss or inappropriate, not well done, against the law local government election that was already done when you had lost an election will now be the basis by which when another party, APP, which is not even PDP, has gone to court, PDP has gone to court, and they have been told to vacate? Shall you, even not for administrative convenience and the peace of the state, and even to ensure that opposition can breathe and opposition can exist in the country, shall you not even ensure that they don't feel overwhelmed in? Why?
What do you think the president should have done?
I think the president should have told them in clear language, I haven't sent anybody on my behalf playing God about tomorrow that they don't know if it will come or it will not come, and begin to play the strong arm politics that can destabilize any state in Nigeria. Look at what is going on in Lagos. Shall any decent Democrat not be embarrassed that a routine, if you like, stepping out of line of the legislature, which is their right to decide who the leader of their, the speaker of their, or the leaders of their
rank and file
can be. They can choose their speaker, they can impeach him. They don't even need a reason to impeach a speaker. They can just be tired of his damn face. And suddenly, we are now having a situation where in the South Assembly Lagos, DSS and them are tussling at the door. Everybody is screaming and shouting. What's going on here?
But we understand that the DSS were invited. DSS was said to have been invited by the clerk of the house to come and secure the place.
Did they invite DSS to come and lock their office?
Did the DSS lock their office?
I don't know. I'm just telling you. See, let me tell you the problem with these things. It is the optics. It is the perception. It is the innuendos that eventually, creates the ripple effect that can cause the society to become enough. And let me tell you, there is always one thing you do, and the whole thing will just go bust. We have not escaped Edo. The election and all of the issues were there, because we're trying to manage ourselves. Okay, let us wait until the court speaks. We have not escaped some of the shenanigans in some of the other locations. Why would you want to take the spring of the headquarters of the Yoruba nation, where even the Oba of the Oni of Ife seat, where Osun is, where Osun Osogbo is, where people even say you are related to? Why would you even allow anybody, whether the man is a PDP man or APC?
You are inferring, and you are making it sound like the nation is on the ledge. You are inferring, and
as far as the opposition is concerned, we're already on the. No, we're not on the ledge. We're actually at the guillotine. We're barely.
Isn't that extreme? What happened? A lot of people will say, disagreement between two political parties, which led into.
Most everything in the country reflect that only the ruling party is right. Most every action in the country suggests that only the ruling party can be supported.
Does it suggest to you that the nation is getting out of hand and out of control?
No, what I think that is going on, I don't like people who say the country will become a one-party, because it can never be a one-party state anyway. What I see is that I'm seeing some immature handling of the delicate fiber of nation. I expect that the longer you stand in democracy, the more peaceful the democratic atmosphere becomes. And whatever it is that's happening in Osun, it was rumored. Let us leave it in the area of rumor. That some fellows are deceiving themselves, that they're going to go and say they want to start declaring a state of emergency in Osun. For what and why? Jonathan did not declare a state of emergency when the vice president was governor in Borno, even with all of the shenanigans of Chibok and all of that. You are now going to say that, okay, a small crisis has taken place and people have died. You are threatening a state to the point that the governor is having to make it a talking point when the British High Commission or the people that went to him today. Do you know how that even makes us feel? Do you know how it makes us look? You are not fixing the economy. Your friend, my friend, our friend before he became minister, speaking fancy language, talking what we cannot practically see. You are doing what you call economic voodoo and abracadabra by claiming that by rebasing or changing the year of compensation of the indices, you are going to tell the whole world that, you have brought down inflation by as much as 10%. Are you magicians? And the reality of the life of our people does not even reflect that. And this is a government. This is a party that was in the heartbeat between 2015 and 2019, when they were there, the first set of elections, even up to 2025 or 23, when they did the last election, they never allowed the Nigerian people nor the PDP to rest from 16 years this, 16 years this, 16 years this. And I marvel at how the media will now suddenly allow them to step away from the 8 years of Buhari and be claiming as if, every other person before them was so bad and they are such wonderful magicians and that, they are the only ones that know what is good, and nothing reflects that. Not even the balance of the power of the people that are even in their own party. That party that they run has not been as destabilized and has not had as many disgruntled high-ranking members than when they are in charge. Why? Because of this attitude that, there's a Capo de Tutu somewhere, there's a Machiavellian somewhere, there's a frail man that everybody must be afraid of. How? We will meet at the polls in 2027. And it is the Nigerian people that will determine who will lead them. If they want to make a mistake, it is still their right to make. If they want to, extend your rule, it is still their right to make. You can never reduce a 250 million country a vibrant population like ours with democracy into a place where everybody is going to be afraid of you.
Mr. Sowunmi, tonight you have portrayed, and it's always very interesting to hear the opposition speak, but it does look like you are a lone voice in some of whatever that is ongoing in the country. But the fact remains, you are leading a platform called The Alternative.
Yes.
But the fact remains that whatever that is going on in the country today, under the Bola Tinubu administration, they will tell you that they are doing their best to fix the nation. But you are sounding as though nothing they have done is good at all. And you are sounding as though that the country is slipping off the fingers of the man in charge of this country. Sure. Is that fair assessment of the situation of things?
In fact, I'm too generous to them. I'm too generous. Listen, Seun, do you really understand what it really means for a nation like ours that had been in military dictatorship to come and say we want to be in democracy, including people losing their lives and all of the stories we all participated in? Do you know what it means when that same democracy under a would-be Democrats starts to give the coloration that we have now suddenly become a nation that is running either Russia or China? It would have been acceptable if we chose to run that model, assuming we were running a government of competent people. He has gathered a bunch of incompetent jokers, asked them to be running our economy. They are running it upside down, and all they are seeing to tell us is that we will not even be allowed to gather, ventilate, and everywhere opposition has to have crisis. We have a crisis here, crisis. Every one of those crises, there will be something about somebody that is being funded by them, somebody that is appointed by them, somebody that is helping them. And our beautiful state of Osun, where the governor has tried the hardest he can not to be so unquarrelsome. They had a Rebeshola there sometimes back. Was that how Rafi was running Osun? Was he not even running it as if it was almost a pseudo-militant camp of some ideological bend of some of Moluabi? This guy has just been friendly with everybody. He's been amenable. He's been open, but he also entitled to run the state with the corporation. Shall every state governor have problems with the ruling party's people just because, like, you would not know? Look at what's happening in Edo, their state, where they are in charge. They said they don't want the local government. Can you see anybody trying to fight them or force install the people? Why would they do it in our own area? And you know what? All they have to do is deal with one, and we are quiet. Then they will deal with all of us. And the painful thing about democracy is that without eternal vigilance, democracy can begin to resemble civilian dictatorship. And then it will mean that by the manipulation of the law, by the excess application of executive authority and what have you, we'll have a nation where everybody is now cowed. Enough!
Yeah. Chief Sowunmi, thank you so much. I appreciate your time tonight. Chief Sowunmi is the leader of The Alternative and a member of the People's Democratic Party. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Seun.
I appreciate it.